David Lawrence Show, special IGN GameSpy LiveWire edition of the show. This portion of the show powered by GoDaddy.com. I use GoDaddy.com. Cannot recommend them highly enough. Domains for as little as $1.99 with any other product you get at GoDaddy. You get yourself hosting, web traffic, marketing tools, secure certificates, what have you. All at a fraction of what you'd expect. And right now, my listeners exclusively can save 10% on their order. Just enter radio show as your promo code, RADIOSHOW. Anytime you go to GoDaddy, they'll get you 10% off just for listening. That's GoDaddy.com. In what has been, how many years have we been doing the show now? Like, what did you say? Like, it was 30, 34?
30, 35, I believe.
Yeah, every year, Ray Muzica and Greg Zeschuk are here, and they're here from BioWare, and this year is no different. How are you guys?
Great.
Excellent.
You doing okay?
Thanks.
Everything okay up in Canada?
Oh, it's awesome.
Delightful.
Yeah. Always. You guys are talking about Dragon Age and Mass Effect, and I don't know whether we're going to see anything in this segment, but we're certainly going to talk about it. So let's start with Dragon Age. Tell us about it.
Sure. Well, we're actually not really talking about too much about Dragon Age of the show.
Oh, yes, you are.
Okay. we can go over highlights.
Oh, not as far as you know.
Oh, yeah. Main focus actually for BioWare this year is Mass Effect and Jade Empire on PC. Dragon Age, of course, is an epic fantasy game, and it's being developed by a lot of the same folks that worked on past BioWare games, great RPGs like Baldur's Gate and Neverwinter Nights and Jade Empire and Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. And we're kind of holding that kind of very, very secret for right now. We're going to reveal more of that later in the year and future shows, of course. But it's great. It's going to be a great game.
What else can we weasel out of them?
I think that's going to be about it for Dragon Age, but people are really clamoring to hear about Mass Effect. So
all right, Mass Effect.
Definitely want to move on to that.
Yeah, Mass Effect is it's a fantastic game. It's an epic science fiction adventure that spans the galaxy, and you represent the tip of the spear of humanity on the galactic stage for the first time.
And what's cool about it, too, is it's not only this giant story in that there's this huge universe to explore and all these things to do. You really, there's a personal story with the character as well. We create a character for this game called Commander Shepard, and you can either use the one we create, or you can totally customize. It's an incredible character customization process to build your own character, but you deal with the sort of the personal demons and the challenges that as the first human, or the only human Spectre. Spectre is sort of like a super law enforcement agent of the future, the only human one. You have to try and save the galaxy, and it's a bit of a challenge because people don't really trust humans that much at this point. And what's super exciting is you got to cajole, threaten, bribe, get the information out of people. And we've created a new conversation system that's just blows anything we've ever done away. Really want to.
Who's this rogue agent that you're going after? Who's the big bad guy?
Well, that's actually part of the secret of the story. As in all BioWare games, we don't want to spoil the story or the ending for fans. But you play Commander Shepard, and he's a badass. He's actually pretty tough. And the interesting thing is there's complex moral decisions throughout the game, and sometimes you have to do some nasty things to do the right thing in the end. And you're gonna see both short-term and long-term effects of that. There's consequence to your action. We've created some amazing characters in the game. Probably the most realistic and credible virtual actors in any RPG we've ever made, and probably in any game we've seen to date. And the result is powerful because you actually have emotional ties to these characters. You can look in their eyes and feel that they're alive and they're talking to you. And the way you interact with them is very intuitive and accessible. We've created a new dialogue system that it's almost like having a conversation with people. It's like verbal combat. And it's just part of a much larger whole epic story that spans the galaxy. You get to explore.
WHOLE, not HOLE.
Oh, it's much bigger picture. Yeah, it's an expansive storyline. It's one of the biggest stories we've ever done at BioWare.
Did you need the capabilities of the 360 to take this story to this level?
We really did.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the 360 and it's such a powerful platform. We've done so much technology development, R&D, creating a very, very complex and dedicated system to bring these digital actors to life. And when you're in this story where it's emotionally charged and challenging and just exciting, when you can actually almost feel like you're there. Like the thing that's most striking about the game is when you play it, like you feel like you're in it. Like it's been nothing like we've ever seen before. And when we both first played it, we were kind of blown away because we had this conceptual idea of how it would feel to sort of like hey, it's almost like a movie, but I'm the one directing it and controlling everything and controlling the dialogue. It's really, And I think
everybody talks about immersion, but you feel like you've actually achieved it.
Yeah. We don't want to make too many audacious claims, but I can't say it's like the ultimate immersive experience. But
I don't know.
It's
you've
something.
Done pretty well so far. I mean, you've got to be proud of what you've done.
We are. We have great teams. We've been really, really lucky as a studio, and we have the best people in the world working at BioWare, and we're so fortunate to represent them. I mean, they're fantastic. They're smart. They're creative. They're passionate, hardworking, and they stay with us. They're really loyal.
And they're Canadian.
Well, as many of them are. We have some folks down in Austin now, too, working on an MMO.
Oh, there you go.
Brand new studio for BioWare.
Are we looking at a trailer?
We certainly are. We got it all working.
Worked out the technical hijinks. And
Absolutely.
If you want to see this sort of thing, you have to jump onto the IGN and GameSpy sites and become either a Founders Club member, which would be great, or at least get into the spaces where you can get this live in the IGN Insiders area or over on LiveWire. And what we're seeing here is sort of the beginning of the game.
No, it's various segments of the game. This is all production content. We're in full production now on Mass Effect.
Right.
And basically these are characters interacting, exploration of the galaxy in your rover. There's tons of planets to explore, literally hundreds of uncharted worlds, we're calling them.
Right.
And they can be alien artifacts that you find on the worlds, emitting energy sources or interesting new possibilities, all kinds of things that you run across in your travels. You might be traveling from one world to the next, to see a strange ship that's emitting an energy signal, and you go and investigate it. And it leads into a new quest that actually ties back into the main adventure.
And key point as well, it's all in-game, all engine, all pure core right out of the engine. And we've been having these unbelievable responses at the show where we're showing the game, like showing some of the conversation, showing some of the exploration. People say, okay, so this is a movie, right? We're going, no, it's not a movie.
No.
This is like for real.
So you don't actually have cutscenes then? It's all in-game. Wow.
Everything we're showing at the show this year and everything you're seeing in this video is basically in-game footage, and it's all content that's developed by the team that's running in the engine.
Mm-hmm.
So we're really, really happy with the work they're putting in. They're doing some amazing stuff.
Now, the actor that you used for the main character, is it one character, or can you build that character?
You can totally customize it. I mean, we created one prototype that's just stunning.
It looks like the guy from Prison Break.
No, it's a different guy. We haven't revealed who the actor actually is, and we're sort of it's something. There's a little bit to it, but we won't be talking too much about that right now. But later.
When are you set for a release?
We're aiming for winter.
Winter.
Yeah. This winter.
So early next year.
We haven't announced a specific time yet, but the thing with BioWare games, as you know, is we're always focused on quality. So we want to make sure to deliver a great experience for our fans. A story and character-rich experience that's going to be really satisfying.
Gotcha.
And Microsoft believes the same, so they're a great partner.
Yep, you bet. All right, so let's take some questions in the chat.
Oh, 1 second there. I was just busy getting the video working there for you.
As I'm looking at the skinning on this, it's just amazing. The texture on all this is great. The glows,
you can notice small details like even wrinkles in the faces and the eyes. Look at the eyes.
I was actually looking. It reminded me the first time you saw Star Wars, and the land speeder was like beaten up.
Right.
It was muddy. It was like a kid's bike.
Those details are important. They make the world come alive. And this is really you feel like you're part of a living, rich universe that you're really, you're there. You are the protagonist in a movie that's interactive. You're not watching it. You're actually in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what are the different POVs that you can have?
It's primarily played from a third-person perspective, so it's kind of we want people to see the character, and then during combat it kind of comes into a little bit tighter third-person perspective, kind of over the shoulder, because it's actually a very it's a very accessible, intuitive combat system. It's very much like a shooter in the sense it's like point and aim. And the key sort of differentiating feature is it's still a role-playing game. It's still how you built that character and how you've created your skills are essential to how successful you are. And second, it's about locking onto a target. Once you've locked onto a target, you have this myriad of possible things you can do. It's not just pull a trigger to shoot a bullet or shoot a laser. I mean, there's all kinds of things like tech powers, which kind of do mechanical things in the environment, biotic powers, which is sort of this dark matter energy power. There's a lot of new things, and it's very tactical because you actually even switch between the three players on your team. So, it's somewhat akin to Knights of the Old Republic and what we created there, but also different in that it's a little more of an action-oriented interface, but with the really tremendous role-playing depth that people love.
That's Greg Zester's talking, and Ray Musica from BioWare. We're talking about Mass Effect. Go ahead.
Another thing about the combat and for the game as a whole, is that matter, we really provide a whole range of options of different ways to play it. So if you want to play it all in real time and just control your main character, you can do that. You can switch between the three squad mates at any time and take personal control in real time with them, or you can pause if you want to take a more thoughtful, tactical approach to combat and assign specific orders or waypoints to them and flank an enemy and then unleash havoc on them. You can do that too. It's up to you.
We have chat room questions?
We absolutely do. So Wolfgang wants to know, obviously, some of the great BioWare games that we've seen lately on the 360, like Knights of the Old Republic or Jade Empire, have allowed characters to go down a particular path in terms of the choices that they make and how that affects the character development. Are we going to see some of that in Mass Effect as well?
Very much so. Yeah, every character has a backstory, and you develop that yourself, and you continue to build it, and really you're building a reputation for not just yourself, but for all of humanity on the galactic stage. All the party members you bring into your party all have their individual backstories as well, and they interact in actually a deeper and more comprehensive way than any past BioWare game. So as you're walking around a landscape exploring, they'll talk, they'll banter back and forth. You'll learn about them. You'll learn about their likes, their dislikes. You'll find some of them develop dislikes of each other. Some of them actually really approve of your actions. They'll comment on things you do and say, and your actions in dialogue will actually have impact both short-term and long-term. But definitely, everybody has personality. Everybody has a lot of artificial intelligence, and they feel like real characters.
Very cool. We're going to take a quick break. We will continue on with this. So if you're in the chat room right now, you can get your questions up. How do they actually get them to you? Don't they message them to someone?
Yes, they do. To our chat moderator, Wolfblade, who's standing by. They can also use an email form that's on the video player itself.
Very cool. So go to IGN.com or GameSpy.com. You could go to E3 or LiveWire but trust me, if you just hit the front page, you're going to be right there. It's the David Lawrence Show. Back in just a moment.